Hello, New Eden! How are you guys doing? It is Peabutnutterninja, and New Eden is the term for residents of Firefall Beta, and it's been quite some time since I used, or played rather, since I played Firefall Beta, and there is actually pretty good reason for it. It is because I lost interest. And why did I lose interest? It was because there were some changes, some things that I didn't like, some things that I just didn't feel as fun. I didn't feel really rewarded for my gameplay, and some of this, whoa, I'm getting a lot of lag. I don't know if I've been playing Firefall this weekend, this past beta weekend, so I hope some of you were able to see the notice, and I hope some of you were able to get beta weekend access. And I should probably turn down the volume. This is pretty loud in the game, so let me go ahead and do that right now. So there it is, master volume at 100%. That is a lot. And so there we go. And so why I don't really, why isn't this game as fun as it used to be? Because I don't know. I know a lot of you are newer to my channel, so you've been watching my Smite and my XCOM content. But I actually did start this content, or start my channel with Firefall, with Legend of Grimrock, and with another game, Diablo 3. Well, Diablo 3 wasn't that big. A lot of people hated it, so hated the game, not my content. Hopefully that's the case. And so I started with Firefall, and I got most of my subscribers starting with this game. And I would do each class commentary. I would show Dreadnought, I would show Recon, Assault, Medic, and Engineer, and I would do PvE, and then I would do PvP content as well. And so why did I stop that if it was, if people were so interested, if people really liked the content? And it's just because I didn't really enjoy playing this game after a lot of the changes. And I just want to bring some points that I think could really use some improvement. And let me start by showing you some manufacturing. So the core of this game in PvE, I suppose, is to gain crystals, crystite and crystalline. And let me show you my inventory here, and it's gonna look like a mess, so don't freak out. Oh, don't freak out, guys. Okay, so now we have crystite, the good stuff. So this is like your currency of gold for those of you who don't know. And then you see all this other stuff. What is this stuff? This is called crystalline. Everything is crystalline. Brimstone, and there's some silicon, right? Silicate, ferrite, and a bunch of other stuff. Look, here's some coralite. Earth is not crystalline. It is just earth. You can sift the earth to get crystalline. And here's some quartzite, and here's some brimstone, I believe. No, that's azurite. And then here's some bismuth. And so you can use all these items to create and manufacture in this molecular printer, or manufacturing if you so called. And actually, there aren't that many tutorials online. Some guy actually recently saw, like, I think it was like a 4 or 3 month old video, and they recently commented saying, "Thank you, I couldn't find a good manufacturing video." And I do have a 20-minute manufacturing video if you want to just sit there looking at this menu screen. But you can see what a mess this looks like. Look at all this. Okay, so mind you, this is only stuff I can build for Recon class. So I haven't even unlocked the tier 2 stuff for Assault, Dreadnought, Engineer, and Biotech. So with that in mind, look at all this. How do you know what's good? How do you know what's bad? And how do you, what is any of this stuff? Let me just do it really quick. So any of this green stuff is stuff for quests, and you can see that you need to build these prerequisites, and then you can kind of click on these and see if it shows you how to build. They do not. Anything that's white is consumable. You only have the 25 sonic detonators, so you only have the 10 glider pads, and it costs that much crystite. 2,000 crystite. That's actually a lot of kahunas, if you ask me. And then of course you can build your thumpers, which is where you get your crystite and your crystalline to refine into crystite. And so there isn't really a good tutorial on this. I mean, the walkthrough, the beginning walkthrough, kind of makes you build some sonic detonators. It makes you build a small thumper, and so you kind of get the gist of it. The rest of the stuff you can just work out yourself, and I don't even know what any of this melded animal scrap is for. I suppose it is for items later. And so if you really want a lot of crystite, you use these crystite refining processes. It turns crystalline, one of these things, into crystite itself, so you can build, your advanced thumpers, your improved thumpers, your stock thumpers. Look, this costs 200. Crystalline engines cost a lot as well, and advanced MPUs cost a lot. I think they cost I don't even know anymore. And so earth, you can get crystalline and crystite, but not at a very high rate. You can get earth anywhere, that's why it's not a very rare resource. And so now you have these things called resource blending. So resource blending, what this does is it gives you, I guess, oh, I don't have any regolith, so it gives you like kind of a hybrid. So if I take my best ferrite here, my 639, and then I kind of want to combine it with my 573, it'll give me something in between. So again, this like 630. I totally forgot the numbers. Oh, there it is, 573, 639, and it gives me a 616, which is right in the middle of these. And why would I want to do that? Well, it really upgrades your lower tier stuff, but it downgrades your higher tier stuff. And in this game, you don't actually want to down tier your higher tier stuff, because you need the higher tier stuff to get the maximum benefits on your crafted items. And what do I mean by maximum benefits on your crafted items? So let's just take a look at, let me see, one of my weapons here. My Kisutan sniper rifle, my baby, my pride, my joy in life. And so let's look at this stat. So you can see it gives you the DPS, the headshot damage, the range, blah 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 blah, everything very generic, right? And whoa, it just kind of scrolled weird. Oh, that's kind of weird. Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to report that later. That scrolls left and right, and then it gives you power drain, weight, and CPU drain. And so this is all very standard. And you can go look at my old Firefall videos to find out exactly what all this power drain, weight, CPU drain is, especially on the battle frame. But anyway, so you see that it has conductivity, density, malleability, and you're like, what the hell are all these stats? Well, you click here, and then let's look at my azurite right here. I don't have enough azurite, but you can see that each different crystalline has a conductivity, density, malleability, reactivity, and resistance rating. So depending on what you want, in this case I would want a lot of headshot damage, so density, malleability, and resistance. So this is actually pretty good. This is actually one of the better items to build this Kisutan sniper rifle with. But again, there is like bismuth here too as well. And what is this? Well, this doesn't have a lot, but you can see each different crystalline has very different stats, and you can see like density, reactivity, and resistance. So this actually would have been great. I think I did use brimstone to build this sniper rifle that I'm using now. So with that in mind, you have to go through a lot to just build your items and kind of tweak it, and it's just not that much reward for how much energy and input you have to put in just to get the perfect stats to build your item. And on top of that, they have caps. They have caps on items. So let's say we put this on here. You see headshot damage plus 7.3%. It's probably a little bit higher than this, probably 7.5%, but they do cap it off at some point. So it's not that great, to be honest. And so now this, if I were to build this, this is the item that I would get. And you can see the item that I'm using right now is a printed Kisutan sniper rifle as well. So I do have higher DPS because I think I have a higher rate of fire. Yes, I have a higher rate of fire, but my headshot damage is just 0.7% lower, and my reload speed on my thing is a lot better. And you can see the power drain, the weight, and the CPU drain is a little bit less on this blue printed Kisutan rifle. So if I really wanted, I could build this right now and be fantastic. It would be a great weapon. I would like it. I would enjoy it. But look, it's a lot of work to get such high tier brimstone in order to get this item. So that's my first thing. So I like the manufacturing system overall. I just think it can be refined just a little bit better. I don't really like the caps of stats, and I think crystite hybrid, and what hybriding does, again, it like blends two together, and usually you end up getting a lower tier. But I think they should add a bonus every time you blend two things together, that you get like a 5% higher tier. And I think that would be really useful. And if that is in place, I can't even tell. It doesn't really tell you. So if that was the case, I would really enjoy, losing half my crystite or half my crystalline to get better weapons. So that's my first complaint, is that the whole thing, the resource thing, is pretty hard to do. And so then the second complaint that I do have is that PvE, there's not enough reward. I mean, I almost took a dive bomb there, but right now all you can do is really, you can thump, and then right now you can kill chosen. They like populated the servers with chosen everywhere. And let me just actually open up my map after I land gracefully here, and I give it a 5.5 out of 10 for no suicides. And so Oh, it looks like those are contested. So look, so there's a chosen drop pod here. And so what you can do right now is you can grind for crystalline and crystite, which you can get better weapons with. And in the beginning, that's actually pretty nice. And then the second thing you can do is kind of just kill for EXP. And you can see I have, what is it, 53,000 in the top left there. Am I going the right way? Let me... What? Oh, it disappeared. Well, that's too bad. Well, we'll just go to this watch terminal for now. There's bound to be chosen there. And so you're like, oh, well, EXP and crystalline, well, that's great. I love building stuff. I love crafting. It's kind of like the grindy elements of MMO. And what is not really useful is look at this tree. Okay, so I've unlocked a lot of this stuff. And you're wondering, wait, why haven't I unlocked all this other stuff if I have, you know, 52,000, 53,000 EXP? And it's because I don't really need any of this. And it doesn't really expand, you know, my weaponry. It really expands my secondary weaponry, but I'm still using the same primary sniper rifle. And oh my goodness, I hate the sniper rifle changes from what they did. Before, the sniper used to be a really long delay, super shot, super hit sniper rifle, and that would allow you to get super damage off on anybody. But do you guys see that little green bar at the bottom of my center of my screen? So you see that filling up. So once that is full, then, oh my god, is that chosen incursion? Let me just check. It might be, actually. There's a lot of chosen there. So once that's full, I do max damage, which is only about 595 with my current weapon. But if I get a headshot, it's like 1,000. Watch this. And so I get a headshot, and he's still not dead. And oh! I get double headshots, and oh my god. And so you can see that if I don't let it charge, this doesn't actually do any damage. It's like shooting nothing. It feels so unsatisfying to shoot this. And let us see what we can do. Can we get another headshot off? And I have to wait so long to be able to get a headshot off. And you can see that I'm taking so much damage from these chosen just trying to aim. And there we go. We get another headshot off. And it's actually very, very hard to actually hit and get headshots with any of this. And oh my goodness. And that guy's shooting. Oh, hello. Okay. I'm probably going to die here. And you can see that it's so hard to aim when they're moving just left and right, and the hitboxes are so small on the head that it's almost impossible to hit. And you can see that he's hitting me like with 10 shots, and I'm hitting him with just 1 shot. And can we go? We are doing some damage, but guys, look, I have no health. I have no way of regenerating health except killing these guys. So it's gonna be a really risky maneuver. And there's a lot more guys here. Is this? Oh, there is a generator there. Oh, it's a chosen drop pod. That's what it is. And so these chosen are going to keep spawning. And so I have to keep waiting for this. And so it doesn't feel as fluid as it was before. I kind of have to stand there. And once you're scoped, you're in automatic walking mode. So you can't really dodge. You can only decide to shoot and you can kind of jetpack around if you really want. But again, it's very hard to kind of aim in this mode. And oh, there we go. We get a 595 shot, and so it's very, very hard to actually kill a lot of chosen unless you have a lot of skill. And this is actually going to be turn off to most beginners, because a lot of beginners, well, recon, I don't know, recon's a love-hate relationship, because recon really depends on your skill level and depends on your twitch control. So if you're just a bad sniper, but just a bad shot, and you can't really fine control those movements, then you're not going to have a very good time playing this in PvE or in PvP. So why is it ridiculously hard to kill? Well, I kind of made it seem easier because I had a rock to hide behind. But in open areas, why is it ridiculously hard to kill chosen? And I don't know. I really wish that they would bring back the medic class. And that brings me to one of my other points, is that there is no healing in the game. They changed out the medic for a biotech, and this has been implemented since a few months ago. And the biotech was really fun. It's like, oh, it does damage. It's pretty good. It does a lot of, you know, it's pretty cool. It's got like a fart gas skill. It's pretty funny. But overall, it's I don't know. I really miss the healing, and I don't really feel like there's a team play element in PvE. We can thump together and get more minerals together, but it doesn't really feel like we're doing anything together. I feel like we're just solo killing all the, you know, all the arachnids. We're solo killing all the bugs, and then we're just solo killing chosen together. and it doesn't really have that teamwork element. Before, I used to be able to go fight in incursions, and I would have a medic healing me, or I would have engineer giving me ammo while I would try to snipe off all the chosen from really far away, and it would be ammo and health, and it would feel really good. It would be really smooth, and it would be fantastic. But the reason they took out the repair station, the ammo station, and the medic completely is because of PvP balance. And that brings me to one of my final points that I'll probably talk about in this video. I know this video is kind of all over the place, and I don't really showcase much of it. I'm just kind of bringing back a synopsis. This is going to be like a Firefall revisited video, and I'll probably go more in depth as I try to go back into each class, show you how it is in PvP, PvE again. But overall, as I was saying, in PvP, the balance was so drastic. So there's a huge gap between normal players and then tourney players. And what Firefall really wants to do, Red 5 Studios, is want to bring the game to balance for the high tier players so that it can be a competitive esports genre. And there's a wonderful observer mode, and I've covered that before, and it's just fantastic. It's beautiful. Slow motion action shots, slow motion kills, everything you can really ask for right now in observer. Maybe a little bit more you can ask for, but overall it is gorgeous. And oh, there's a juggernaut, and he doesn't see me there. Let's see if we can get a headshot. We do get a headshot, but in PvP it was so imbalanced, because what would happen was before they added the biotech changes, it was whoever had the best recon would win, and then it was whoever had the best medic would win. Because basically with the recon, what it was before, you could one-shot anybody up to like 14, 15. Oh, hello. Does he see me? I don't think he sees me. Okay, well, we'll just take advantage of that, and bye-bye. And so what happened was that you would have teams with just, pro teams with just 2 people. You'd have a Dreadnought, and Sabotage is 10 versus 10, so you'd have a 10 versus 10, but you'd have one Juggernaut, or one Dreadnought rather, and one Medic, and they would be able to take out the entire team just because they were just really skilled, and that was really unbalanced, and people were complaining, oh, Medic's so unbalanced, so they just took him out of the game. And then so what ended up happening was, since there was no healing, recons would really shine. They would just be able to, jump, and they would get like, oh, headshot, headshot, and then headshot. And then so then people were complaining recons are overpowered, but this wasn't the majority. It was just a very few number of people that were able to really shine and get like 14 kills and 2 deaths, because they would kill you from long range, and as soon as you got in, they would just run away. So it'd be very hard to kill recons, and the people were complaining recons are so overpowered, but it's only because their skill level was so high, and the majority of people are not going to be in that high tier skill level. They're just going to be kind of in this like middle ground where they can get some kills. They probably get 7 kills, 7 deaths, and that's actually a pretty respectable score, or 7 kills, 5 deaths. And even then, like, most new players get even lower scores. And that was totally a headshot. Did you see that? And look, I'm getting absolutely destroyed by these chosen, and I'll show you one of my skills with resonating bolt. Sorry, this is kind of loud. Oh, I'm actually going to die right here. And you can see I have no healing, so the only choice that I do have is to go run and hide behind this rock, and hopefully they don't snipe me, and they are, and I die anyways. So I hate this new sniper rifle. It feels so unsatisfying to shoot. It feels like I'm shooting just like a little like pea shooter, and it doesn't have like great recoil or anything. But there is slight recoil, so then it messes up your entire aim. Like here, I'll show you. So I'll shoot this wall, and so it like goes up ever so slightly. So if I'm trying to aim at the head and I try to launch 2 quick shots off, it's not going to hit either shot if I miss the first one. So it doesn't feel good. And then I really miss the meta gameplay. So again, as I was saying, so Red 5 is really trying to balance this game to have an esports kind of genre where people can play PvP for money in real life, not just like Crystite or like Red Beans or whatever. They give you like cash. They in fact had like a $10,000 tournament already with a few teams. And so it was amazing gameplay. But again, what I said, what the gameplay came down to is who had the better recon. The one with the better recon would, they would go in a 4-on-4 fight, and they would have a recon just destroy and dominate the other team. And, when you're occupied trying to kill a Dreadnought Medic combo, it's almost impossible to, to focus down the recon when you're getting chased, by a Dreadnought who's right up in your face doing his little minigun of death, right, doing the most DPS in game if he's right in your face. And so with that, they really, decided to nerf the recon. They took out the medic, but I really do wish that they would bring back the healing and the game and the ammo gameplay just for at least PvP. I think what they should do for PvP is they should just nerf the stats on the weapons that you can build and allow you to get really, really powerful in PvE rather, because you can just, it feels really rewarding to be able to one-shot Chosen. And before I was able to, before all these nerfs and changes, I was able to get maybe a 1500 to even, I think the highest damage I was able to do at one point was 1800 damage before all these changes about 4 months ago to a Chosen headshot, and it would just feel super, super rewarding. There was nothing better than just getting headshots, and I would just, I wouldn't even need the Crystite or Crystalline. I would just sit there and I would just, kill Chosen all day just because it was just so fun. And let's see if we can help this guy just a little. I totally hit that guy, and look, it's a miss. It does no damage. 141, 171. It just feels very unrewarding how it is. And it's also very hard to get headshots off on anything. And I probably making it look a little bit easier than anything, but I don't know. I may continue this content. I may just go for another PvP, PvE video and do what I used to do in terms of showcase each of the classes. And also one more thing is that you can't just switch between classes. If I want to switch, let's see if I can go to a garage. If I want to switch, I have to pay what, 1,500 Crystite for a tier 1 frame, and then I have to pay 7,500 Crystite for a tier 2 frame. So there is nothing free in this game, and if I want to unlock more slots, then I'm gonna have to pay 50 red beams. And right here, let me show you. Is it right here? So look, I only have 3 slots, right? So I can throw away this slot if I so choose, and let us throw away this recon slot, right? Are you sure you want to discard this battle frame? Yes, I do, and this is for you guys. And oh, so now I got rid of it, right? So now I want to be a recon, and so now if I want to do any of this, I have to pay 1,000 Crystite. Oh well, it's not 1,500 anymore, or I have to pay 7,500. So would you like to make this purchase for 1,000 Crystite? That is an awful mechanism. I think that once you unlock a frame, that you should be able to just keep using it, and you don't have to rebuy it. And unfortunately, you have to rebuy it. So I'm gonna rebuy this Recon Tier 1 frame, and there we go. It should load up in a second. And if you want to, have more slots, you have to purchase Battleframe. And one of the greatest advantages of using of Firefall before this, pay patch is that you could use all 5 classes. You can, just swap out between yourself. And this was before the tier system too. So right now, because right now there are 3 frames unlocked, I use all my 3 slots on the recon. Whoa, actually, I'm actually above the power and mass limit threshold, but we will just ignore that for now. How about this? I'm above that. Alright, well, we'll just keep it as is, and we won't change our guy at all. But, wow, I guess I bugged it. That's okay. And so, with that, you can only really be limited to 1 class, and unless you want to dish out the Crystite, and you can see my Crystite in the top right corner, 29,000. I had 30,000 before, and it's hard, guys. It's hard to get 30,000 Crystite or 7,500. So if I want to showcase every class, I'm gonna have to dish out a lot of Crystite, and that's gonna be a lot of farming, and that's just not a lot of fun. I want options. I want different weapons. I want to be able to play as a team and feel rewarded. I don't want to be penalized, for, I guess you can thump together, but there's just no reward in playing with the team. It's just like I'm killing things by myself with people in the area, and that's, I'm pretty sure, how they feel. And I think that's what's really hard about this game, and that's why it has kind of low retention rate. And you can see that it's kind of empty here. There's like nobody in the area at all, and usually it was really crowded this weekend. But right now there's like nobody in the area, and they're not doing much. So I don't know, guys. I think that while they're focused on balancing the top tier gameplay, I think what they should do is just keep the stock frames in PvP, or at least give maybe a 5% of the attributes that you get in like tier 2 weapons or upgraded weapons, or maybe 10%. 10%'s good. And then in PvE, just make it very, very strong so that you can have a feel. And then you can throw in, they threw in some bosses. They threw in like a Chosen Acolyte, and I'll probably showcase him in a later video. But all in all, I don't know. It's just not it's just not that rewarding for me anymore to be able to, you know, shoot these guys and, you know, just get the Christite, because it doesn't really matter. And there's no reason to put caps on anything, because you have battle frame limits anyways to begin with. So you have like the weight, the CPU limits, and so you don't need any of that, guys. Well, I know this video has been a little bit all over the place. I'll probably go into details about what... Oh, there's Arachnus here. Hey, what's up, buddy? And I'll probably go into details about what I really miss about this game and what I think they should change if they want to appeal to the masses. If they just want to play to the esports genre, they're going to lose a lot of their base players. So I think that they should just make the game a little bit fun, if a little bit unbalanced, and that way people will stay committed to the game. And I really do miss that medic class. It was so fun. It really added the teamwork element. In PvP now, if you're like an amazing recon, and even with these new changes, let's say you're still an amazing recon, then you can just solo kill everybody. And that's not teamwork, guys. I mean, you can kind of send your assault to just dance around the battlefield, and that's fine too, but it's just not really worth it, to be honest. It just doesn't feel good. So if you guys want more Firefall content and actual like content where I showcase each of the skills, let me know. I'll go back to doing that, and I'll definitely, you know, showcase the recon first. And I'm still okay with shooting, because I didn't lose my shooting skills. I just don't like the feel of this gun at all. It just feels so weak. And oh wow, those bugs killed those tourists. Oh my god, let's have a moment of silence. Oh, can I revive you? Oh, I need a doctor. Doctor, no! She disappeared. She melted into the ground. Oh my god, that's horrific. In the future, when you die, you melt into the ground, guys. And oh my god, don't kill any more tourists. They're harmless. They're not doing anything. And so, guys, I hope that you found this video informative. This is just like a basic Firefall revisited. So I'm just like repeating myself now. Alright, so I'll end this video before it becomes 30 minutes long. So guys, as always, peace, love, and ninja. Peabutnutterninja signing out. Bye-bye, guys.